Okay, I'm live now. Hello and welcome to Learning English Essentials, Essential English Tips. My name is David and I am the teacher at learningenglisessentials.com. Today's Essential English Tips Live is going to be on the three questions that you should be asking yourself all the time. And these questions are designed to make learning English easier by telling you what it is that you should be learning next in English. Uh, so um, this is an activity. Um, that goes along with these questions. So you should get yourself a pen and paper. So these questions are designed to ask you, what it is that you are wanting to learn in English, and should also help you determine which of those things you should be prioritizing and attempting to learn first. And so uh, the first question that you should be asking is, what do I need to be able to do in English? So these are the things that these are the things that you need to be able to do in the very near future. So you might be learning English for your work, or you might be learning English for an upcoming overseas holiday to an English-speaking country. Both of those circumstances would have certain tasks that you need to be able to do straight away. You need to prioritize these things to learn them first. So, for example, when you're going to an English speaking country, you might want to be able to ensure that you can introduce yourself to the people that you meet. You want to be able to ask for directions to your hotel. You might want to ask or be able to order your meals in English. So these are just a few examples of some simple and easy tasks that um, you will need to be able to do. And so the first thing that you should do is to write down on your piece of paper these things that you need to be able to do. So, introduce yourself, ask for directions, order, a coffee, order some dinner. Um, for work, it might be, again, introduce yourself to, the managers at work or whomever else, your colleagues at work. You might need to, you might have even more specific goals there where you might need to give a presentation on a certain topic. So these things should be on your list of the topics that you are going to learn. The benefit and an extra benefit of learning or having a list of things to learn in English is that it gives you smaller tasks to accomplish than just the whole umbrella term of learning English. If you say, I'm going to learn English or any language, that is a big job. But, having these tasks, they create um, smaller things that you can achieve on a in a smaller time frame. You can learn how to introduce yourself. You can learn how to order your meal, and you can do those things quite quickly. So, so that is an extra benefit of making this list of the things that you want to be able to do. So learning English becomes just introducing yourself, which then becomes you can expand that to having a short conversation, and then expand that even further to having a longer conversation. So so looking at those things that you need to be able to do should be the highest priority things for you. Um, Next, you should think about the things that you want to be able to do, and these are goals that may not be as time sensitive as the learning to introduce, as the things that you need to be able to do. You've got, they can be things that may take a little bit longer to learn. They also may be just as short and simple as these others, as the things that you need to be able to do. But they can be also, the larger goals, like, having a non-work related conversation with a co-worker during lunch break or something like that. These goals help you do extra things in English, but also they help motivate you to continue learning English for reasons other than learning English for work, or perhaps you need to take a test, and that's the reason why you're learning English. So having goals that are just for you, and they give you that little bit of inspiration to keep learning the language, and that is that is very, very helpful when when you are learning it for work purposes or for the test. So add these goals, uh, like having a social conversation, or talking about a movie that you've seen recently, or things like that. Add those goals to your list as well, and these goals, they do build upon the things that you need to be able to do, but also add that little bit of inspiration, and keep you motivated to continue learning English, because learning a whole language is a very challenging thing and worthwhile thing to do. So maintaining your motivation is very, very important. Uh, and finally, this is the final question that you should ask is, what have I done recently in my everyday life that I want to be able to do in English? So writing these items on your list, you can do that in your native language if you need to, because these, are things that you may not know, or these are the things that you don't yet know how to do in English. So there's vocabulary and other things that you may not be exposed to yet. These things like as I mentioned with the earlier one, could be wanting to discuss a movie that you've seen recently. You may not yet be able to do that in your English speaking, but you do it all the time with your friends. you talk about the movies that you've seen, the TV shows that you've seen. It could also be things like, uh, making a complaint about poor service or calling a mechanic to, to fix something on your car. These are conversations that you have every day that you may not have had any reason to, or haven't yet been exposed to in English. And these are really excellent, things to add to your list of things to learn, because they are very, very practical and useful, tasks for you to learn. So if you, were to, learn these things, they would, very much be, very, you're already doing them in your everyday life. So being able to do those things in English would be, would be very, very helpful to you in the future. So to recap, the three questions that you should be asking yourself are, what do I need to be able to do? What do I want to be able to do? And what have I done recently that I'm not yet able to do in English? So asking yourself those three questions, and whilst you're doing that, keeping a list of those things will will give you a good list of things that you can learn, and it also gives you smaller pieces of the English language to learn while you're learning those important things. So it breaks the whole language down into smaller pieces, so that you can make lots and lots of progress, quite quickly, because each time that you attempt to do new things in English, you are adding things to your English language knowledge. And so having a list of things that you need, want, and want to be able to do will allow you to see where your English learning is going, and you will be able to make lots and lots of progress. So that's all for this lesson. So if you want to find out more, visit learningenglishessentials.com, and the link will be in the description below. And if you want to find out anything more, go visit that website, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be short soon. So thank you for watching. If you have any other English questions that you would like to ask, leave them in the comments below. Please do let me know what it is that you are currently learning, and yeah, ask any questions below. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video.